You are watching Tactical Enlightenment in one of our new series, Blast from the Past, in which we explore some of the unusual battles I've had throughout the course of my campaign. That these battles are no longer relevant to the actual campaign itself, but the tactics used in them are certainly worthwhile to show you here. Alright friends, welcome back again to another episode of Tactical Enlightenment. This YouTube channel is dedicated to showing you battles in Bannerlord and tactics to help you win your own battles. And we continue to hold the frontier here of war. It's gotten more and more difficult in the campaign, and we just started narrating some of these episodes with our new mic. So we've got a very large force of Northern Army here. I've got to change out some equipment here. I found some old gear in one of our gear lockers that I thought I had lost. This is made by this guy's father, was the smith of this campaign, and it's a really nasty pole arm. This is probably going to be a bridge battle here. This map here, there's almost always bridges in between you and the opponent. I'm going to set up some of my units here specifically. As I'm doing that, I could tell you kind of a little bit about how I set up my units for battles like this. Of course, a bridge defense, we're going to want to have lots of archery, but we also want to have dedicated units to be able to attack anybody that comes onto the bridge and tries to make it to our side of the bridge. By the way, this is a new mic. I got this a few weeks ago at the request of some subscribers. They said the old mic wasn't terrific. That was a kind way of putting it. And so we've upgraded here. Let me know what you think in the comments, please. So I've got my 8th Corps down there. That's critical, right? You're going to see most of my best companions put into the 8th Corps. I use the 8th Corps the same way great war leaders have in the past, with a military reserve unit, be it Napoleon or even Alexander. It became more predominant in the 16th, 17th century to have reserve units, but there have been variations of a reserve unit used throughout war history. We'll talk more about the 8th in a little bit here. So the 4th and 5th, those are archer corps. I like to have 2 archer corps because sometimes you have flanking fire. Sometimes you have an enemy shield walling on one side, and if you can put a strong captain, you can see the perks of these captains. You can put a strong captain with, a nice force of archery astride the enemy, get some flanking fire. Well, obviously you can do major damage. Most of my companions will end up in the 8th Corps. The 6th Corps is skirmishers, the 7th is horse archers. I only have a few in the skirmisher category. And the 2nd and 3rd, those are both cav divisions. In a bridge battle, a lot of times I like to use a cav division in a shield wall, guarding the archers. And not so much guarding them from melee, of course, because the enemy's across the bridge, but guarding them from projectiles. The same way that in a castle you have the murder holes, the little openings in the walls and the towers and whatnot for you to shoot out of those little slits. Well, your forces are similarly protected by being behind a wave of horse archers, of heavy cav. So you'll see me line out archers, and then you'll see me a lot of times line out heavy cav right in front of them, just like this. And what I want to do is effectively create something other than just the archers there for the enemy to shoot at. A lot of the enemy archers are simply going to hit an armored horse or the shield that they're holding up, and it won't be hitting our archers, right? So just like in a castle defense, having a wall of heavy horse in front of your archers makes them more protected. It does mess with line of sight a little bit. They don't have a perfect shot on everybody, but in this case, a bridge battle like this, survivability is key. We're outnumbered almost 3 to 1. Bridge battles, of course, when you're the defender in this case, it is easier, but we're not the defender here. We're the attacker. So early on in this battle, we got a lord coming over here, and this guy here, not the sharpest tool in the shed here. And by the way, that would never happen in real life. Of course, the lord would never just charge ahead of his army, right? He's going to be back in the rear with the gear. He's not going to be up front being mowed down. He's probably back there with the mistresses, right, being taken care of. Alright, so these are just horse archers. I don't want to waste a lot of arrows on this. You're going to see me conserving ammunition a lot in a battle like this. It's just, you don't want to be shooting 600 arrows at 20 horse archers. Not when I can just challenge them and chase them off with one of our cav divisions. It's important to save ammunition because in this kind of a battle, you're going to have a ranged war. At least in the initial setup, you know, I want to conserve ammunition. When it becomes obvious later on I don't need to, we'll open fire more. As the enemy comes in like this, right, now we open fire. Now that they have vulnerable cav here and they've got a bunch of horse archers on the other side, now we open fire and really give these guys a beating. I fly in here, we've got the second cav charging, and they're getting absolutely destroyed by archery fire. One of the keys to a bridge battle is staying on our side of the bridge, right? Until it's obvious that the enemy's making us attack them, we're going to stay on our side. We want to do that because it's easier to protect this small opening. Died. And also, of course, we want our archers to be closer to their targets. Archers do more damage if they're closer to their targets. So if we can get the... Shit, get my ass kicked here. If we can get the enemy sort of penned up here, close to our side of the bridge, the arrows and the javelins and all the other projectile weapons will do even more damage. Of course, the main concern here in a bridge battle is the enemy vanguard, right? They're going to have a huge tranche, probably 300 plus guys of heavily armored legionnaires, Benablions, and other high-level troops, right? That's the main thing I'm concerned about in this battle. This little skirmishing at the bridge so far here is just that. This is not going to have a major effect on the battle itself. The enemy's in a very defensive posture over there. They've got a bunch of guys in a shield wall protecting their archers, which is not the worst strategy. Again, because we're the attacker, theoretically, we have to attack them. I'm thinking, though, if we pound their units hard enough at range across this river, I think they will attack eventually. If they don't attack, it becomes a much harder puzzle to solve. I have a few ideas, you know, on how to handle a bridge deadlock. But if they'll charge, we will wait for them. Right? We're in no hurry here. These episodes, if they become too boring, I'm simply narrating into an episode that gets deleted. I'll just pretend and hope that this is going to be a battle worth saving, and we'll go from there. Of course, I have plenty of high weapon skill myself. I've got this guy's, I think he's level 57 right now. He's very high level. I've been playing my campaign for over a year. And he has incredible skills. He's not the greatest commander. I think his leadership is something like, I don't know, maybe he has like 230 or something like that. But he has 330 athletics, 330 riding, and something like 305 throwing, in addition to 330 polearm. He's basically kind of like a living god of war. And of course, you too can have a character like this if you play the game long enough. Here comes their infantry. Alright, so up we come with our infantry. We're trying to slug this door, slam it shut. Here comes the enemy wave. I might have got in there just a little bit late, but our archers are raking them on the sides. And now what we want to do here is prevent an outbreak. I've got the 8th Corps back here. We can send them into attack if and when the moment is necessary. Again, we're using them like a reserve unit. And so far, so good. They're starting to leak out around the corner here. Now, I have the cav division there I can attack with as well, but for now, we're just going to use my axe and these 2 infantry divisions. They're starting to break out a little bit more. You can see, though, the nasty archer fire is just causing major casualties. Let's get the 8th Corps in here as well. It feels kind of desperate. They're holding a shield wall here, pushing hard. I do have the 5th Archers I can send in on that side as well. We can use them aggressively if need be. I'm starting to get slammed around myself. Fuck you. I'm down to half health already. Of course, we're playing this battle at normal player damage. Any battle of less than, 1,500 troops, I always play at normal player damage. Well, they pressed us a bit there, but that wave is gone. We immolated their vanguard. And we suffered some losses, but not very many. That was quite that ass whipping we just delivered. So pursue some guys here that are trying to take shots at us. I see you over there, dude. And now we'll retreat again. We'll pull our troops back, right? We've got the safety of this bridgehead. Absolutely no reason to charge the enemy, right? If they want another round, we're more than happy to give it to them. We're having a 2-for-1 sale, Northern Empire. You guys want 2 ass whippings for the price of 1? You just let us know. Okay, so their light cav is coming. this axe, I actually had a subscriber give a name for it. I wish I could remember the name. It's like Hektordorf or something like that. And it basically means horse killer, because I have a tendency to kill horses with my axe. Part of the reason I do that is just because I'm swinging wildly at everything in sight. And unarmored horses, of course, this axe just tears them apart. Right? So Horthendorf, it was a very difficult name to pronounce. It was actually, I think he said it was actually written in Ancient Norse. I'm not sure who actually speaks Ancient Norse still, but there you have it. So this skirmishing at the bridge, we'll call this. Again, these are like mostly cav. I see what looks like infantry, but all that is those are unhorsed riders. This is all cavalry. There's a few guys pushing up with them, like that's a skirmisher, an archer. But for the most part, we're not concerned with a weak attack like that. That might have been the remnant of the first attack. I'm trying to get a shield. Here's one of the shields. I like the big circular shields, right, that the sturgeons typically have. I think we got some javelins now too.
Infantry! Support cavalry!
And they are pulling back defensively now. So our archers are still working, but our archers are also getting to a state where they're probably very low ammo. The enemy looks like they're getting ready for another rush here. My health is somewhat precarious. We're going to try to grab some javelins here or some other ammunition. Of course, I can't shoot a bow. I've got something like 250 bow skill. But once I found high-powered javelins, I kind of got away from it. Our archers are still smoking their archers at range. Of course, we have higher level troops than the enemy here. Probably half or 2/3 of our army is tier 5, while the enemy probably only has 30 or 40%, right? That's the first reason we can even challenge this large a force, is we have better troops. But also we're gonna use some tactics. Now one of the things, there's javelins over here. Look at all these javelins. One of the things I was worried about at the beginning there was the enemy getting enemy heavy horse behind us, enemy heavy cav getting behind us and really fucking with our archers. If they were successful in doing that, if they were to get 50 or 100 heavy cav behind us, this battle would probably be over, because we wouldn't be able to shoot them on the bridge like we did. We wouldn't be able to exchange shots at range. Like, these guys are still getting kills. Our archers are getting speared and killed and ran over left and right by Imperial cataphracts. And the battle would be over. Well, we're at a deadlock here. The enemy is just over there skirmishing. They've got their infantry in a huge shield wall. I can actually see its shield wall all the way up to the sky for archer protection. And they don't seem interested in charging. So we are going to get creative here. What I notice about their position is the weakness of it. Clearly, they're not guarding both sides of the bridge. And I think if I can rush cavalry over there, I think we can get cav to that side of the bridge before they can do anything about it. You notice they're kind of to the left. Well, their left, our right of the bridge there. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm stealing a horse here. We're going to have these guys remount their horses. That one poor guy, I guess he can run behind us. Where are they going? Some of their troops, oh, those look like reinforcements coming in.
Move!
They have a lot still. Now it looks like they're gathering for a charge. They're starting to come across. We would love for them to charge, but it doesn't look like they're going to. They just got reinforcement archers, so now they have 700 troops over there between the infantry and archers. 450 infantry and 250 archers. So, you can see our guys are out of ammunition. There's still a few guys shooting, but most of them are just standing there. Here's our chance. Look how far back the enemy is. So we're rushing. I'm having the 2 cav lines follow me quickly, because if I can get these cavalry lines across the bridge safely, I think this battle is over. It's going to be tight. The enemy's trying to close the bridge off. I'm sending my cav over to the far right, or far left here. The enemy's right. And they've made it across. I saw a few javelin throws there from the enemy, but our cav made it across. And now we have the makings of a recipe for getting across, right? I'm not going to charge yet. They're shooting like crazy over there. They got a huge amount of archers. I mean, their archers must outnumber us like 3 or 4 to 1.
Infantry!
But here's what we're going to do. We're going to have to rush the bridge. We're going to have to try to get across, but the timing is precarious. You see they have a giant shield wall of 450 infantry, and they have archer support behind them. So in order to successfully do this, what we're going to have to do is coordinate attacks on the other side of the water with our cav. You can see my cav running over there on the left. What I'm going to try to do is maneuver these guys across the bridge behind the enemy, and then have them attack at 2 different angles on their archers. Once that's happening, once their archers are sort of being scattered and attacked and savaged by our cavalry, then we're going to charge the bridge. It has to be a very coordinated attack, though. You can see if we were to charge right now, we'd get shot to pieces by our arrows, and of course they would close the bridge off with that huge amount of infantry. So this strategy is necessary for us to win this battle. You can see how many arrows they're shooting. Moving behind now. Alright, they're near the back of the archers, and it's causing the archers to scatter a bit. Now I'm bringing them towards them and having them attack. Now it's our time. Look at how scattered their archers are. In we go. Leading with the vanguard, the 1st infantry, the 6th, and the 8th also charge, and then we follow with our archers. In we go. Look at their archers are totally out of this battle. They're being disrupted, and we attack full head of steam here. They're now trapped. They've got heavy cav bound up. Their archers can't get spread. And now we're steamrolling. Our whole force is right behind me. We're going to spread right out into this archer corps. But we're going to chase these guys relentlessly. We're not about to let them get any space here and open up some volleys on us. Now it's a full court press. You just come in here as savage as you can. You say to hell with caution and barrel in on them. The screen is pure green. It's just the enemy being annihilated. Just charging past them right into their ranks. It's risky, but what we're trying to do basically is trying to make the enemy break. We don't have to kill them all if they just run. We're trying to open fire. Let's get cav right in their face. Fucking slam a few of them around with our shield. Give these guys the proverbial bitch slap before they get killed. They said, they're too strong. You're right, we're too strong. We're also faster than you, mofo. They have 370 infantry, but we're just going to close in on this. This infantry is now bereft of archer support. So this is a formality at this stage. It's a massacre here. We're going to leave like 2 of them alive to go back and tell their emperor the pure terror of the enemy they're facing. And they should beg for peace and pay us a lot of money for peace. Just wade in here and give the ass whipping. Oh, they just turned to charge. Bad decision. And that was that. That decisive cav charge on the other side of them when we crossed that bridge freed our force to unleash hell on their main archers and infantry. Our campaign continues to get difficult. We're only occasionally allied with Sturgia, but at this stage, we are holding our own. Hopefully you're enjoying this channel. If you're interested in learning about a specific tactic, maybe something that you know of that I haven't displayed, it's possible that I don't know it either. I know a lot about military warfare. I'm kind of a lifelong student of war. But if there's something that you want to see, a specific episode or a specific problem you want me to help with, let me know, folks. I mean, hopefully we can give you this kind of result, right? We had 60 casualties and we took out 1,900. I would call that a success, even against the defended bridge company. So let me know what you think of the channel, friends. Let me know what you think of the new mic. Please subscribe, like, all that kind of good stuff. I'm supposed to say this stuff, I guess. The channel's not monetized. I'm not worried about making money. I'm just an old war dog that likes discussing tactics and enacting them, sharing this knowledge with you fine folks. So let me know what you guys think, even if it's criticism, and I will see you guys next time.